After loading Trudy, our UK camper van, onto a ship in Japan, bound for the Korean city of Busan, we had the friendliest first 24 hours in a new country we'd ever had. The first person we met was Won.
One pack!
One pack! He wanted to make sure we had the best time in Korea. And looking at the map, he pointed out lots of interesting, off-the-beaten-track places for us to visit. You just can't beat local knowledge. With extremely hot temperatures and the threat of a typhoon, we headed north to Daegu to spend a couple of nights in a hostel, where the owner Anna continued the amazing Korean welcome, showing us around her local market and cooking us our first ever Korean barbecue. With better weather on the horizon, we're now ready to start exploring and heading out to find Won's first hidden gem, an epic mountain temple and waterfall. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. Neela Donald Walsh. The plan is that we're going to head across to Pohang, up the coast, and zigzag our way up all the way to the top of South Korea, come across, and then we're going to do a route down, and then we're meeting Won back here. Then we're going to do another little loop and head back, and we ship to Malaysia from here. Bye-bye! Straight out into narrow Daegu streets.
감사합니다. Am I doing your side?
Oh, careful, careful. It's a little bit tight.
Woo!
We've got about an hour and 45 minutes west we're going, and we're going to go and hit the coast and then head up the east coast. Slowly. Oh, that's very close.
How close is very close?
2 inches. Okay, we're leaving Daegu. It's a little bit overcast today, but it's still hot.
Yeah.
And we've had an absolutely fabulous welcome here to Korea. And now it's time to go and explore this wonderful country. They have double-sided walkways, zebra crossings here, because you walk across in one direction and the other one goes the other way. It all seems very organized.
Oh look, the train.
So the good thing is the signs are in English and Korean, which makes it a bit easier to navigate. We've got the Naver app on our phone, which is fabulous for giving us directions here in Korea, because as we said previously in the last video, Google Maps doesn't really work over here. Yeah, this app's actually good because it tells you where all the speed cameras are and alarms every time Marianne speeds. They also have lots of U-turning lanes because the roads are wide here. Everyone just U-turns back. You're in Korea.
Is it mad to actually like wake up every morning and say, we're in Korea?
So we've got to make sure that we pick the right lanes for the toll roads today, because when we went through last time, we ended up getting a ticket, but then when we left, I think we went through the wrong lane, so yeah. I wasn't able to pay. So yeah, that's quite interesting. We'll probably have a massive fine when we leave Korea. The traffic out of the city is busy this morning, but we just started to get our first glimpse of greenery out of the city. Everyone told us that Korea is very built up and, you know, there's not much nature, but it's going to be interesting to see as we get out of the city how it changes. So the app's showing that we've got to get into a red lane, and you can see they color code the roads so that you know which direction you're going in to get onto the toll road. I think it's for the toll roads.
No, because I've seen green lanes and red lanes, and they do different coloured lanes.
But we're going to the red lane, which makes it very easy to navigate. So there's a toll coming up, so let's have a look. That's a truck. They've got height barriers. This is a blue lane. Are we in the wrong lane again? Oh my god. We're in the wrong lane again. Oh, bloody hell. Would we get under that height barrier?
Yeah, there's a lorry.
So yeah, we haven't sussed out these toll roads at all. So yeah, that's twice we've gone in the wrong lane. So we're going to end up exiting without a ticket to pay, which is going to be interesting. Okay, now we got green and red. I'm not sure what the difference is. We've noticed a lot of cars have these like blue blocks on the side of them, and it took us a while to figure out, but we think it's to stop them banging the door if they open the door to protect the door. Never seen those anywhere else before. That car's probably flashing up. Pull over, you haven't paid your ticket. Well, there's definitely lots of greenery now. Yeah, sorry, I definitely need to clean the windscreen when we stop. The sat-nav just said there's a wildlife crossing area coming up, which I guess must be that bridge so animals can cross the road. Maybe? The heavens have opened. It's wet.
It's very wet. We've had heat wave, we've had typhoon, and now we have rainy season. Yay!
The one thing you can't plan when you're traveling really is the weather, so we'll carry on, and it is what it is.
It is what it is.
With the toll booth approaching, we headed to a lane with a booth, and after a bit of explanation as to why we didn't have a ticket, we managed to pay. Phew. So the tolls here are very reasonably priced, because from Daegu here to near the coast, it was 50,000 won, which sounds a lot, but it was only about £3. Okay, so we've arrived at the coast, all the fish shops and everything, and then you can just get the first glimpse of boats in the harbour there. So we're going to drive to the end of this little peninsula and park up. Hopefully it brightens up a bit today. Yeah, you can see all of the shops have got like tanks of fish and seafood for sale outside, and crabs all over the restaurants. Yeah, it's crabs everywhere. Love the sea, and we're heading just to the end of the peninsula here. You can see the lighthouse at the end. Okay, we've arrived. It's still raining, but hey ho, we're British. Rain never stopped us.
Rain? What rain? This isn't rain. This is nothing.
Okay, maybe it is a little bit windy. This is a place that Juan said we had to come.
In fact, Juan and Anna said, you have to see the hands, you have to see the hands.
This strange device in here, apparently it says that it's the Sunlight Fire Collector.
This collector is the first model in the world that collects, and semiconductor contains high sensitivity sensors which capture infrared rays and changes them into flame.
What? So when it's sunny, does that got flames in it maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it happens at sunrise and sunset.
Not today, not with this weather. In fact, I just saw somebody chasing their umbrella down the beach. That's what the weather's like today. So yeah, these hands are quite famous in Korea. This is Homigot Sunrise Plaza, located at Korea's most easterly point. It's the spot where you can see the earliest sunrise. New Year's is celebrated all around the world, and here in Korea, they have the Sunrise Festival. Each year on New Year's Eve, people gather here to see the first sunrise and the beginning of a new year. The Sangsiang Hans, which translates as coexistence, were built in 1999 and represent the idea that people live together in harmony to help one another.
Can't argue with that.
With one hand located on the land, the other sticking out of the sea, it would make the perfect spot to watch the sunrise raising up behind the bronzed hands. But not today. I can smell the ocean, and it's very windy today, as you can tell by everyone's umbrellas. They're all going to take off like Mary Poppins today, I think.
That's spectacular.
Okay, we're taking shelter in a cafe. Warm coffee in hand, we stared out at the hands stretching out of the sea in front of a very grey horizon. We still can't quite believe we're in Korea, and it feels so exciting to be exploring a new country. It's very heavy, Marianne.
Why did we say we're British and we're not scared of the rain? Why did we do that?
I don't know.
I'm wearing flip-flops.
This is what you call a van life shower.
I was going to say my feet and legs are thoroughly washed.
Oh my God. Right, I mean, oh my, I am absolutely soaked.
I'm a little damp. Look at me, it looks like I've wet myself.
So I think the plan for filming and taking you guys out today has gone a bit wrong. So we're gonna go and find a supermarket, do a bit of food shopping, park somewhere for the night, and then hopefully tomorrow it brightens up again. Okay, we found a supermarket with a big car park. Another thing that's quite unusual over here, or so far it seems to be. So we're gonna go and do our first proper Korean shop. Got lots of dried fish. All like little fish. Problem is, none of those have any English on them. Oh, there's pickled garlic there, look. They've got like pickled garlic. Is that kimchi? That looks like kimchi, doesn't it?
That does look like kimchi.
And they got like pre-made meal kits. Okay, £85 shop, that's what it looks like in Korea. But we stocked up on like herbs and sauces and oil and salad. We got some meat and mushrooms and tomatoes and peppers. And we even bought a Korean skillet pan. We had so much fun with Anna grilling the meat and eating it in the salad that we decided we're gonna do that in the van. It was a very healthy dinner. Okay, we're stuck in rush hour traffic. But we're getting out of town and we're going to find somewhere to park up for the night. One thing that has definitely surprised me about driving around Korea so far is the size of these roads. They're literally like 4, 5, even 6 lanes sometimes. And it's like Almost like being back in the US, isn't it?
It really is. They are huge. Bearing in mind that Korea in mass is actually smaller than the UK, and their roads are huge
they're
compared
big.
to ours.
Very big. It's interesting looking at the skyline. All of the high rises, they all look pretty well identical. We were saying it gives that kind of futuristic, you know, sci-fi movie feel about it.
Very sweet.
The car just gave us a massive wave, all the kids out the window. So if you watch this, thanks for waving. Okay, there should be a park up here. We found one on iOverlander. Amazing, there is a few. Oh, there's a massive crab. And this bridge is in the shape of a boat. It looks like a ship.
It does.
Oh my goodness, look at the lights there. It looks like we're going to a crazy place. Past the crab shop. Oh, he's bowing at you, saying,
What's he bowing at me?
I don't know, he's saying stop.
No, I think he's inviting me to his crab shop. Thank you.
You can park here, he's saying.
No, I think he's inviting us into his crab shop.
That's nice. This is tanks, there's fish tanks everywhere. Crab is obviously a massive thing here, because every shop seems to have pictures of crabs all the way down this coast. Oh wow, look at this. Right by the coast, you've got people fishing there. You've got all the brightly coloured fish shops here, all with little restaurants. Okay, so we're going to park up here for the night, and hopefully it brightens up tomorrow. There's toilets here, and I think the sea should be just over here. Oh, there's more pictures of crabs on the wall. It's obviously the crab capital of Korea, maybe, I'm not sure. Even on the rocks there's pictures of crabs.
Yeah, the sea defences.
And then there's a big crab statue there, and that's the town we just drove through. So there you go, that's going to be night for the night by this park. Trudy's down there. Good morning. I'm pleased to say that it has finally stopped raining. It's not blue sky, but it's going to be much better than yesterday. So we had a good night's sleep here at this little car park. There's quite a number of other motorhomes that have appeared, and this black one here is actually a coach. It's huge. The weather forecast isn't great for this weekend, but we're going to make a dash for it. So this morning we're going to go and see our first Korean temple. All the restaurants are getting ready already. They're all open, the lights are on, and it's only 8:30 in the morning.
There's more motorhomes parked along the seafront, so I think here in Korea they're very happy and obliging for you just to park up and stop for the night. So yeah, that's nice to know that we're not going to have any issues.
Got loads of squid drying by the side of the road. All I gotta say is the smell of fish driving down past these markets this morning and the harbour is pretty potent. Loads of apple trees. Very agricultural.
Right. We're in the farmland.
All parked up. So now we're going. This is the Bogyangsa Temple. I apologize if my pronunciation is way off. Just looking at the temple gate. So beautifully decorated. Entering through the grand, brightly coloured temple gate, we could see the temple building peeking through the trees. We've literally just come into the temple grounds. Listen to the noise. You've got the noise of the bugs in the jungle. You've got the calling, the chanting of the temple in the distance.
This is incredible.
And all of this sort of mist and murky atmosphere today actually gives it a very calming feel with all these pine trees. So this actually shows you the complex. We're down right at the bottom here, and it seems like there's a hiking trail all the way up with some waterfalls and other buildings up in the valley. I have no idea what the scale is, but we thought we'd go and give it a go. It has actually just started raining, but we'll go and have a little wander.
Well, we've only just dried off from yesterday, so why on earth would we not carry on now?
One never mentioned that there was a hike involved to get to the Cloud Bridge and the largest waterfall, and we had no idea how far it was to walk. So this is the hiking trail. This complex here is all the temple. What an amazing building. Oh wow, this is just so peaceful. Did you expect to see nature like this in Korea?
No, I was led to believe, I was told by so many people that it's such a small country and so full that everything was going to be built up. This is not what I expected.
You can see all of these stones being piled up. Stone stacking is quite a common sight here in Korea. You'll see them pretty well anywhere that has lots of small stones. The practice started many years ago, back when they worshipped mountain gods. By stacking stones, it was believed to allow them to make a wish directly to the gods. This tradition has continued to this day, as a way of praying for good luck and happiness, or making a wish. Oh, this is beautiful. I can't believe it's raining because the sun is out.
Wow, look at that.
Isn't that stunning? Make sure you put bug spray on before you come, because the mosquitoes are the size of houses.
And they eat people.
They love me. The water is crystal clear. Look at that. Is this the path?
I don't know.
It feels like it's come to an end. Just when I thought it couldn't get any better. It's interesting because the locals that walk past seem so surprised to see Western tourists walking up here. I don't think this is a normal tourist spot.
And also using our very, very basic Korean. So
Good morning.
Thank you, Anna,
Yeah.
for teaching us.
안녕하세요.
너무 좋아요. 올라가면
Beautiful?
오.
소금강 전망대
오.
최고. 고생하세요.
Thank you. It's a little bit uneven underfoot, and of course we didn't realise that we were going to be hiking up the valley. And Marianne's got her flip-flops on, but it is hot and sweaty and humid, very beautiful, and lots of mosquitoes giving us a munch on the way. We come to the top of the steps. Oh, wow, isn't that amazing? We've just seen this signpost, so we're trying to figure out how much further we can walk in this heat and how much further it is. No idea.
I don't know what that means.
Sensionidale. What about this one?
That sounded very Italian.
There's another one there. Okay, so apparently it's another 1.2 kilometers to the waterfall and temple, so we got to keep going. Astio. I can hold your hand, Marianne.
Thank you. Oh, whoopsie.
They just said, "Are you sure you're okay going up in flip-flops?" We've climbed back up the side of the valley.
It's a real up, down, up, down.
It is. I'm definitely getting my exercise today. And they've got these, I keep seeing these labels in the trees. I think maybe they're prayers, or I don't know. Oh, I think we're about halfway to the cloud bridge.
I can't wait. Apparently it's got the most spectacular waterfall.
This heat and the steps and the humidity has given us flashbacks of when about 10-12 years ago we climbed Mount Kinabalu in Sabah in Borneo, Malaysia. 4,000 plus meters.
And I was also wearing inappropriate footwear. Randomly, I put brand new trainers on and I didn't even get a blister.
After twisting my ankle so badly in Turkey, if I'm not looking at the camera, it's because I'm looking at my feet, because I don't want to do it again, especially when I'm in the middle of nowhere.
And I'm not carrying you back to Trudy.
Oh, you give me a piggyback, Marianne.
I'm not doing it.
So we're just getting our first glimpse of this magical waterfall. Wow. Look at that. Wasn't that worth the walk? Absolutely stunning. Okay, we can't come all this way and not walk through. Oh, it's so cold. The water is so cold, but so good. Good job, Marianne. This is what it's all about, and it was so worth that walk. I've cooled off just by standing next to this waterfall. Amazing. Got to try and get back without falling.
I just realised I've got Trudy's teeth.
Oh, yeah, me too. No falling over, Chris.
There's so many little fish. I got distracted.
We found out that there are 12 different waterfalls on this hike, and this wasn't the waterfall and walkway that Juan had told us about. So we need to continue the hike up the valley. Okay, we're leaving the waterfall. We're continuing up. Look at this. The walkway comes up the side here. Wow. Oh wow. Okay, we've come to another sign. One says go that way, one says go that way. That way. Ah, straight on.
I know.
This is strong. Maybe there's actually more than 200 steps, because now we're going high up. Wow, it just gets better. Just keeps getting beautiful. .1 of a mile. I can handle that. Look at that.
Look at that!
Wow. Oh, there's another amazing waterfall. Oh, look. There's a walkway, there's a bridge that goes all the way across. You guys have the right idea, sitting in the water. Oh, isn't it amazing?
I don't need to sit in the water, I'm dripping. The humidity is mad.
I have no idea. There's steps coming down there. There's steps going up there. I think we have to walk over that bridge, but then after that, I don't know. We're nearly at the top of the mountain. So we thought there was another temple at the top or near the top, but all of these directions, which is another 3K, Marianne's translated as waterfalls with Google. There is another map there, love. So we're going up. So we can't come all this way without going over the cloud bridge. So it's the last push. There are some other waterfalls, but they're like another half, 3 kilometers. And we've been walking, I don't know how long, it must be 2-3 hours now. And it's enough. Woo! Wow. You can see everybody down there. The bridge is actually bouncing as you walk over it. You can feel the whole bridge going up and down. It's quite a strange feeling. But what a fantastic spot. You can see right at the top there is a building up there. On a pinnacle, but I don't know whether you can get up there. Maybe that's the 3 kilometer walk to the very top. Wow, that's huge. Look at that. I didn't expect to see that at the end. Huh?
That's literally the best thing so far.
That's crazy. Wow. Look at that for a waterfall. Stood at the bottom now. That is why we've climbed all the way up this hill today. Isn't that beautiful?
That's amazing.
They got writing all engraved in the rocks there.
We've come down now and just getting in the shade of the temple because the sun has now come out. And look at these sculptures, it's incredible. They're like guardians. They've got swords and weapons. They are obviously the guardians of the temple.
The temple was first built here back in 1603 AD by a monk called Jim Yong. And what a wonderful, peaceful place it was to build it. We made it back. Oh, and we've cooled off. We've got the aircon blasting. And now we're gonna head inland towards our next destination. We feel so lucky that Juan took the time to tell us how to find all these wonderful locations. So make sure you subscribe to see what other gems he told us about. We'll see you next Sunday.